Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook process video, and welcome to week number 7 of the Allison Davis 4x6 class. I am, for this layout, going to be using these 6x6 paper pad, or this 6x6 paper pad by Doodlebug, and this is from their Fun at the Park collection. So I'm going to let you know that I am using this collection, but I am not doing a Disney page. I was actually I was heading in one direction with this sketch, and it doesn't go exactly like I had planned in my mind, but I'm very happy with the results, so that's all that really matters, I guess. Now, this sketch has a bunch of banners, which I'm not used to doing the banners at the top and the bottom. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you probably know that me and banners just don't seem to get along real well. But I decided to go ahead and give it a try, and see what happens. So I first cut a bunch of pieces from the 4 or 6x6 paper, and then I cut them with that banner punch. I did want them all to have the same banner top. So that banner punch is by Stampin' Up. I do not know if it is still available, but I did cut my original pieces a little bit larger because with that banner punch, you will end up cutting a little bit more of the paper. Just an FYI if you have that that punch. So the other thing I did that's a little different for this sketch is I actually printed my photos up just right before doing this sketch. And I don't often do that. A lot of my photos are pre-printed, but I decided to go ahead and add a white border around all of them because I knew that on the right-hand page, 3 of them were going to be right next to each other. And that's just a good way to kind of give them a little bit of distance from each other. It would have looked fine without the border, but just letting you know that that is something a little bit different that I did this time. And I also inked all my edges with my gray Close to My Heart ink. So the one thing I kind of wish maybe I hadn't done at this point was glue these strips down. I kind, I'm I make it work, but there are a couple times when I thought that maybe it'd be nice if I could tuck things behind it. So the sketch basically, her sketch has flowers going all along the top and bottom, and I really like it. I might actually redo this sketch another time with flowers, but this time around, I decided the reason I wanted to do this and use this collection is because this collection has a whole lot of corn dogs. Okay, not a lot, but I ended up with multiple of this collection. It's a Doodlebug collection, so I'm pretty sure that probably won't surprise any of you. And I was really excited because this is the first time Doodlebug's ever done like a theme park line. So, so I have lots of like corn dogs and hot dogs and sodas and things. There's like even ketchup and mustard packs. So these pictures here are from my husband's birthday, and we always go to the beach, the same place. We have been going for years. And there's this place called Pronto Pup there. Well, we've never eaten there, and he decided that's one of the things he wanted to do this birthday weekend was eat there. And I have to tell you, it was so yummy. I'm so glad we did, but I, of course, had to take pictures. But the corn dogs and the hot dogs and the ketchup and all that will go perfectly with the uh, the ephemera and will go perfectly with the pictures. The other thing I do want to mention though, when punching the banners on some of these pieces, if you look close, like the red one is a tone on tone red and it has small hearts. So when you do punch the banners or cut the banners, make sure that the hearts won't be upside down if that is something that will bother you. So I made sure when I did that, as well as the white with the like looks like polka dots on my screen because it's small, but there's all different squares and stars and hearts on that paper. So I also had to make sure that that one, the hearts were face up. That pattern is so small that it probably wouldn't be noticeable. And really in the long run, nobody would probably notice, but I did want to make sure that my hearts were the correct way up. The other thing with my layout is I am not really going to add a title. So that picture there of my 3 guys is, obviously by the Pronto Pup sign. I didn't really see a need to add the word Pronto pup onto that, you know, on the layout when it's obviously right there on the layout. So just letting you know about that. Now, I will let you know that this cluster that I'm working on there, I'm going to come back to it. I was originally going to type my journaling, and but this is one of the ephemera that came in the ephemera packs, and I thought I would give it a try to use that up. It's going to change because I don't like it there. I'm going to try a bunch of different things. I don't hate it, but it just was kind of one of those, I wasn't really feeling it type of things, you know. So that does eventually change. And then going to play around, I did think about that hot diggity dog, but it kind of took away from, you know, they didn't have hot dogs at this place. It was just corn dogs, which is totally fine, but it would have been fine to use the hot dog there. But I don't know. Again, I just wasn't feeling it. So on the sketch, though, she does have a little box for journaling up where I have that circle currently at the moment. So I really kind of wanted to stick with that. And the rest of the time, I'm basically going to just fill in a couple different areas. Like I said, mine varies from her sketch a little bit because I don't fill in. My original plan was to fill in the entire top and the entire bottom with all these different ephemera. And looking at it now, it actually might have been fun if I would have just filled in like along the entire bottom. I think that would have been a lot of fun. I kind of wish I would have tried that, but maybe next time. Again, I'm still happy with the layout, so no worries there. But right now I'm kind of going through, and I decided to try to find a bunch of the pieces that I want to use and see what I have and where I can put it. And I'm playing around. I am even going to cut. So on her sketch, some of the florals that she has them cut. So it looks like some of them are going above that stripe line and some of them are going below it, like they're hidden behind it. Um, so you will see me cut down some pieces and kind of play around. Even along the bottom, I think I cut like the top of a ketchup packet off or something so that, you know, it looks like those are tucked in as well. Again, that's why I kind of think I might redo this one with the florals, just because those are a little easier to cut than ketchup, you know, because the Doodlebug, a lot of these things have the cutesy faces that some of you like and some of you don't like. So, uh, but I do have my clusters basically set up where they're going to go. I'm going to have one here on the left above the very far left photo, one down where she has the title on the sketch, where you see that corn dog, the one by the journaling circle, one down below, the two photos on the left on the right page, and one above the two photos on the right page. Um, I kind of did that so that it would kind of go in a zigzag. And I kind of started it because, again, still at this point, I was thinking I would fill in that whole area. Um, the other thing that's going to change is I currently have those cameras. While I think those cameras pick up on the colors pretty well in the pictures, I'm not feeling that circle that says making memories. Actually, I kind of like it on the screen though. But when it comes down to finally putting these clusters together, I'm just not super crazy about it. So I'm also adding a few little pieces here, which, because I was still thinking I was going to try to fill in the whole area, these ones are going to come off. I just wasn't, they looked offset to me at the time. I think what stopped me from going ahead and filling in the entire top and bottom was it was too many of the same thing. Like I didn't have as much of a variety as I originally thought. So here I am looking for more stuff that I can add in. And again, since these aren't Disney, I don't have a lot of other ephemera that I can really throw in, although I could probably have done hearts or stickers or something. But I did find I went to one of the papers and I cut off that "Let's Eat," and that's going to kind of be, and maybe I guess you could call it a subtitle. Let's just call it that. So that's going to go below the other photo where she has the title on her sketch. And I think at this point I may have already gone ahead and added all the clusters to the left-hand page. And I decided to go ahead and record this part for you guys so you can see. Here's where I cut off the top of the ketchup to make it tucked in like it looks like it's coming from underneath, which I think, again, that's what was kind of throwing me off. I mean, to do that to the corn dog would have been a little bit different, I think, looking. So um, I think that was the other thing that was preventing me from spreading these clusters all around. I did add a couple things up on foam tape and some things flat. I found this Hot Diggity Dog. I think I cut that from that tag piece there that I was originally thinking might be my title. But I am using the foam tape on a few items to kind of go along with some of these because they are the Doodle Pops, and if you guys know those, they already have some dimension to them, so kind of spreading the dimension around. Some things popped up, some things not popped up. The other thing I do add into each cluster in the end, and I'm not sure if I recorded it or not, but I do add a couple stars into each cluster and maybe a heart here or there. And all of this, I think, pretty much looking at my layout now, does come from the Fun at the Park collection by Doodlebug. So it's just a really good way to use a collection in a non-themed way, like a themed collection in a non-themed way. So, you know, take a look at what you have and see if it's something that you could use for a different layout. And the one thing here I will just point out real quick, when I glued that corn dog down, not super obvious, but again, if I would have glued that striped strip over that corn dog, it would look more like it was peeking out from behind it than it does. I mean, in real life, you can kind of see that it's obviously just sitting above the line and not behind it. But again, nobody's really going to care, and I like the layout. So just adding a few finishing touches. I did take that Family Fun, that banner you can see there, cut out the word Family Fun. Again, that's another thing I encourage you guys to do. If a piece of ephemera is not working for you, but you really want to use part of it, then cut it up and make it work for you. So I really wanted to use this word Family Fun, and so I cut it out and made it work. Also, I did type my journaling into that black or the white circle with the black kind of faux stitching look. Don't ask me how I got it to line up so well, because I got lucky, and that's all I'm going to that's all I'm going to say about that, because I just happened to kind of be typing it in and making each sentence a little longer. And yeah, so you will see that in the still shot photos here at the end, that it just kind of came out kind of perfectly for that circle, and I have no idea how I did it, but also added that I love this sticker and some cans of soda, because obviously we had soda with our corn dogs. So I hope you guys like this layout. I'm curious to know what you think of this sketch, if banners are your thing, and if you've enjoyed this sketch or not. And I shall see you guys again next week. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Otherwise, I shall see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.